Alrighty, in this video I'm looking at making just a simple display message program, one that's been around for years, and this one is specifically going to be in Visual Basic programming. So just a couple of things. I've got my layout set up. The very first one is I've got my buttons labeled button underscore display message, button underscore clear, button underscore close. As you can see in the properties window, you can scroll up to find the name category. However, I find it easier just to use the main property section. The last one is the text box, which is called txt underscore message. So as you see me referencing them in code, that is what they're named. So one thing that you'll actually see in my program so far is I've written hello world, and I've actually changed the font and just increased that size just to get it to be specifically how large I would like it to be. Not necessary to make the program work, just more of a pretty factor, and it also relates to the design that I have. One thing you'll notice though is if I do decrease that size to its 8, it'll be nice and small, and that is where your text box sits. So by increasing the size, it actually increases it, so it's a little bit easier to see. So let's get straight into it and go through. So just the way that this program is meant to work, if you haven't looked at the design so far, or the pseudocode, is when I hit display message, it's actually going to show me hello world. It's going to show me that message. When I click clear message, it's going to clear the text box, and when I click close, it's actually going to end that program for us. So the very first thing I'm going to do is, let's start with clearing the message. And the reason why I'm starting off with that is because I want to get rid of this hello world, but I want to keep it there from a design aspect. So double clicking on clear message. Now you'll see that I've actually had something playing around with just before I started recording, so let's clear that up. And you'll see under this function, button underscore clear, so that's the button, and it's the click event. If I want to change the event, I can do that at a later stage, up in the top right here, and see all the different options that are about, but we're just happy with the default click function. So what I want to do is when I click this button, it clears the text. So to do that, I'm actually going to see txt underscore message, which is the name of my text box. I want to access the text property, and the reason why I want to access that text property is when I come down into my properties window of the text box, you'll see the property text, and if I actually just delete that for the moment and hit enter to confirm, you'll see that it's actually modifying the part that I want to modify. So this property, this text property, or attribute, sorry, is actually going through and getting rid of it. So let's fix that. That's the property and the component that we actually want to focus on. So again, back to clear message. Now we actually want it to be equal to nothing. So do I write nothing? Not quite. To actually fix up and say that the message box is empty, I don't have a word in there, and it goes off the previous lessons that we've had, but really focus on where that one sits. I'm going to save that by pressing Ctrl S, and let's just try that now. So we actually have our clear message working, and when I click that button, it clears that message away because the string is empty. So there's nothing being placed into that text box. So that's the first part of this one done. The next part of this is actually display message. So again, I'm going to double click that, and you'll actually notice that I've now got my new function for the button underscore display message, and again, the click event. And I want to modify that text message box, that dot text. Same thing with the quotation marks, because I do want it to be a string, and I'm going to write in that hello world message that's been about. Again, I'm going to save, and it is one of those things where you do need to actually take some time with and basically go around and practice of just playing around with the different text boxes. So when we hit start, display message, it's going to say to hello world, I clear my message, it disappears. Hello world, clear message, display message, clear message. Okay. However, close still doesn't work. We want an easy way to exit the program. So we can come in, close, and we can try in a couple of different things. One of them is end. So if I hit start, display message, clear message, and close, it ends my program, which is exactly what I'm after. This video has shown us how to make a display message, clear message, and a close. And although it's not actually part of our program, the challenge with this would be to create a fourth button, which would allow the user to save their message. So they can clear the message, or they can type their own custom one and it saves it, and when you hit display, it displays that custom message. That's a bit of a challenge one. If you want to go for it, challenge away, and check off with me in the classroom. If you have gotten stuck with any of this, or you're writing in another programming language, that's fine. Come and see me and I can help you out with that as well. Until the next video.